actors were brilliant. I was so glad that I had... See, here in Richmond, Virginia, there are a lot of people who are willing to work for virtually nothing, and when you don't have any money, that helps. I shot with Christy Vogel, who plays Josephine in the movie.
Get unstuck! Fuck!
The innocent character that I kill off in a very, very dirty, depraved way. I'll let you watch the movie to see that one, but you gotta kill off the person who wears the crucifix. Dory, you're standing with Pete the whole time.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yay! So you,
That was my investigation of the room.
Yeah, that was your whole investigation. The drama is the one that's going off into it.
My character's name is Josephine. She is the medic in training. Actually, she's a grad student. But, I'm not sure she knows enough about medicine to be in charge of things. But, she's learning. She's not real good with blood, but she can dole out meds real well. Josephine is an introvert. She likes people, but she's not real good at forming friendships. So during the film, she does reach out to several of the characters, but I don't think she makes any real connections, unfortunately. But she's a very nice person, maybe too nice. And she really loves to be in space, so she's where she wants to be. My most favorite thing about working on this film was that it only took one day. It was a very long day, 8 hours, which I guess is not that long of a day, but I was nervous. The scenes that I had to do were fairly intense. There were a few very intense scenes, and I was nervous about that. But it was good that it was over in one day. I was like, wow, that's it? Wow, am I going to get a whole movie out of just the stuff that I did in just one day? I like that the director was open to suggestions during the filming. We didn't have to stick exactly to the script. When we got into the scene, we were able to see what worked, and I was told that every character actually made their own little changes and made it more real.
Another local actor I worked with was Justin Dre. He is a really talented guy. He's an actor that's big in Richmond. He's hilarious. He's extremely talented. He's awesome. Sarah was the first lead actress that I worked with on the movie. Not because I wanted to work with her first, but because it turned out that way. She, several months before I was ready to shoot with her, she came to me after a brilliant audition, and I'm like, wow, she's got the part. So several months before I went to shoot it, her scene, she came to me and said, well, I'm pregnant. I'm like, you're what?
This is Max Austin Cole, and he'll be arriving hopefully very shortly. Let's say the end of next week.
So I'm like, okay, well, I have to bump up your shooting. Let's plan to shoot your stuff in the next 2 weeks, something like that. So we shot over the course of 2 different weekends, so in that 4 days, I got all of her scenes taken care of. She did a fantastic job.
And it was really nice for me, specifically because I was one of the first people to be filmed, because I was 12 weeks, 15 weeks pregnant, and we wanted to get most of the filming done before I started showing a lot. So I really lucked out in that I feel like I probably got the most freedom. It's interesting because I feel like the character has went through a huge transformation from when I first read her and when we actually did it. Because when we took into account the fact that she was going to have some sort of dialect, and that at first I think the character was described as a very non-feminine type of person, and it was really important to me that she had feminine aspects. And so I guess she's a woman who's trying to prove herself, and that she feels like she can't be a woman because she's in kind of a typical guy's job, but she still wants to hold on to an ounce of femininity, and so for her it's about a balance between being herself and also trying to prove herself to others. Fabian and I met when I was prostituting myself. He was a regular customer of mine, and you know, after he got married, I saw him a lot less. So we wanted to do something together that obviously wouldn't piss off his wife. So we decided to do this film. And you know, we did have a little fun on the side, but I didn't make as much money off of it as I had planned. So I think I'll go back to just knowing him on our original business exchange.
Well, Dr. Robbie McPherson is a scientist who loves his work. He's not that comfortable with people. Is sort of a loner, maybe a bit of a genius, but a hard guy to get along with. And he's quite self-reliant, and because of that, he's confident in his own abilities, but he doesn't totally trust people. He's a combination adventurer and scientist, so he's got a lot of talent, but as a human being, he may not be totally complete. I see him as a sympathetic character. I see him as a person totally dedicated to his work and impatient with people who don't put as much into their work. And it's interesting to see how the movie is going to take him and how he's going to evolve and how he will respond to the stresses he incurs.
Then, of course, the lead actor of the movie, Robert Prago, who drove up from Georgia to work with me. And I'd been wanting to work with him for a while, ever since I met him on the set of another movie, The Feeding, which I actually have here on my shelf. Hold on, just a second. The Feeding, released by Lionsgate Films.
I've been acting. Actually started studying with a teacher when I graduated college in 1989. Though when I was a mere child, my father was an actor, and I used to go visit him in L.A. And when he would go to class, I would go with him. I would do the whole time.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, camera's rolling, and action.
Come on, we need to leave immediately. Let's go. 2 shots of NyQuil. Man, that'll put you in another world.
Yeah.
That's not why you're laying there.
No, I'm laying here because I'm lazy.
What are the particular aspects of the film that actually attracted you to the script, like to actually work on the project?
You know what? It could have been nothing. I would have worked with Fabian. We met working on The Feeding, which was then Wolfsbane a couple years ago, and we just kind of hit it off, became friends, and you know, you make contacts and you want to work with people. So, you know, he said, "You want to be in a movie?" I was like, "Oh, all right, I'll be in a movie." And no, it sounded good. I wanted to do sci-fi. I wanted to do green screen.
Got a hug in there for that one.
Yeah. Excuse to touch me.
Yeah, anything I can do.
Don't forget to reach around.
Beth and my
Brokeback spacecraft.
This is good stuff. I was also lucky enough to get a few name actors involved in this movie. Daphne Reed, who has been in many, many movies, I almost want to say since the late 70s, but certainly throughout the 80s, but I guess is best known for her role as Aunt Vivian in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air television show. I also was lucky enough to work with Mark Joy, who has done a number of movies. He's had a very long career, but my personal favorite was Kevin Smith's Dogma.
Guys, I lost the feed. What's up with that? I wonder if they still say that in these days.
What's up with that?
What's up?
Well, it was a tremendous pleasure getting to work with both of those actors in this movie, not only because they are full professionals. They've done this so many times in so many different movies that neither of them really needed much directing on my part. They just I showed them the script and they knew what to do already. So this has been a little overview of the primary cast of Pantheon Black. This is not the entire cast, because to show you even more of the actors, more of the characters, I think would have begun to really spoil a lot of what the movie's about and some of the shocking scenes that you shouldn't know about until you see the movie. So, please stay tuned for future episodes of Behind the Darkness of Pantheon Black, and I'll look forward to seeing you in future weeks. Goodbye.